In light of the not-so-new Epstein lists, which was a misdirection tactic for nothing new is forthcoming, certainly not any arrests, just something to keep you all distracted and get your attention away from what's going on in Palestine by Israel military actions of genocide. So for this I bring you a name you won't hear on the list. We are anonymous. And we have a story to tell you. A story that causes my heart to pound and my blood pressure to rise as I speak each and every word. A true story of a woman of great wealth and power, who rode on Jeffrey Epstein's Elite Express private jet on several occasions. She appears to be a German-born Israeli state intelligence operative based in London. An ex-model whose name appeared in the Panama Papers from the Mossack Fonseca leaks and who became embroiled in a FIFA corruption scandal with Sepp Blatter and his family. She is perhaps the closest example that you could possibly find to a real-life Bond girl. Yet, she is almost completely unknown to the majority of us. This lady has recently infiltrated the NHS through the UK Department of Health and Social Care with the help of Matt Hancock MP, and her presence signifies a major threat to the data security of every citizen of the United Kingdom. Every single piece of data about you, your health issues, your blood type, the model of the wireless pacemaker keeping you alive, every detail of every embarrassing medical problem in the hands of the Israeli state apparatus and potentially sold off to the highest bidder. You may think that this doesn't concern you. Why would you need to worry about a foreign far-right government who have been proven to meddle in the affairs of your country? Your data would be useless to them, surely? But that's not the world we live in anymore. Big data is the modern gold rush. The psychologists and marketing agents have mastered how to make you buy things. The next step is for them to successfully master making you do things, and for that kind of control over people, they need everybody's data. When I was first researching the Jeffrey Epstein case, I trawled through every piece of official documentation that was available. I knew what I was looking for and how very dangerous it was. I had begun attempting to identify state assets through their movements, actions, associations, and by good old-fashioned detective work. I was interested in identifying any MI5 or MI6 agents, Israeli Mossad, CIA, or any other part of a nation-state's spying apparatus. It's possibly one of the most dangerous hobbies on earth, spy hunting, and if I'm honest, I'm not even sure why I'm doing it. Regardless, Jeffrey Epstein's sweetheart deal was probably what they would give to a foreign intelligence operative. Epstein was a perfect place to begin fishing for potential spooks. Once I find somebody who I suspect of being involved in espionage, I will track down all existing information on that individual and build the story of their lives as best as I can. I learn every known habit they have, and instead of immediately make a video about them, I just continue to note their activities with interest. I have been watching many potential state actors for a fair few years. I've also missed out on breaking a few good stories by waiting for too long. But I don't want to simply show you the past as much as I want to show you the present, and even possibly, the future. In the Epstein case, one of the best pieces of evidence which was available to researchers was the flight manifest for his child trafficking molestation machine. There were many coded initials and a few famous names noted in the official documentation. As you probably already know, Bill Clinton and his Secret Service agents had ridden the infamous Elite Express on many occasions. Naomi Campbell, Kevin Spacey, Alan Dershowitz and Chris Tucker also flew on the plane with the billionaire sex offender. We all build up recognizable patterns of behavior over time. When you investigate someone, you usually start by identifying these patterns and then looking for any divergences from the anticipated outcomes. In Epstein's plane's flight manifest, a pattern which was visible from the information available is how he would use his private jet. He would use the plane for two main reasons. Most commonly he would fly himself and a number of his entourage to a destination, or alternatively he would fly people to meet him. The rarest occurrence was when Epstein would fly without any of his usual entourage and just one other passenger. There was only one name that jumped out from the flight manifest as a good example of when Epstein alternated from his routine. His second meeting with Nickole Junkermann. Junkermann's current business portfolio is very impressive. She's often described as an ex-model, entrepreneur and investor, but Miss Junkermann is much more than just what you see at first glance. Born in Düsseldorf, Germany on 27th of April 1975, Nickole Junkermann studied business administration at the International University of Monaco, and then went on to study management development at the prestigious Harvard Business School in the United States. Amongst her many talents, she is multilingual and can speak German, English, French, Italian, and Spanish. In 1998, after graduating from the University of Monaco, she co-founded Winamax, which was an early online gaming platform that existed before online gaming regulation became a priority for the authorities. Winamax was sold in 2001, and Junkermann would go on to invest in a recently created media rights company called Enfront Sports and Media AG, where she would soon serve as the vice chairman of the board of directors. Torsenkind, Revelat, Sentient Technologies, Here Be Dragons, Soundtrack Your Brand, Grok, Catapult, Delivery Club, Relate IQ, Dollar Shave Club, Brewhouse Brewery, Cage Warriors, Eagle Alpha, GoKicks, Reviewy.de, Travelbird, Health Tech Digital, Oaken and Reporty Homeland Security, which would become Carbine 911. The last four of these aforementioned companies are of significant interest. The link between Nickole Junkermann, the Israeli State Intelligence Services and the Israeli Defense Force is not a tenuous one. The ominously named Reporty Homeland Security was the first incarnation of what has now been rebranded Carbine 911 and is referred to as simply Carbine. Described as a global leader in public safety technology, Carbine is a call handling platform app that allows you to, amongst other things, stream any ongoing emergency directly to the responding emergency services. It claims, in the information section of a promotional video on YouTube entitled Nickole Junkermann Presents Carbine, that it will provide a plug and play solution that allows 911 callers to connect their smartphone features to the emergency operator so that the operator can make a better assessment of the emergency. Location data, audio, camera and video access can be shared, providing the operator with greater detail on the situation. The use of Carbine's solution will allow emergency management teams to better triage their cases and improve the utilization of downstream emergency services. They promise to combine the use of personal data, location data, live video, data from surrounding wearable tech, and even information from parked smart cars, to deliver more information to the emergency services who should be responding. They can pinpoint your location, even indoors, to within 3 feet, and they claim that they can even collect data from dropped calls. However, they fail to mention how they'll get the permission to use such masses of available data. Who are these angels behind this revolutionary technology which aims to get between a victim and the emergency services? One of the directors of Carbine is Nickole Junkermann. The chairman of the board of directors is Ehud Barak, the 10th Prime Minister of Israel, their 14th Chief of Staff of the Israel Defense Forces, former Minister of Defense and former head of military intelligence for Israel. Ehud Barak has had a long history as one of the more public faces of Israeli covert operations. Before he was Prime Minister, Ehud Barak was a big name in the IDF. Through the 1970s, he led many operations including famously disguising himself as a woman to kill members of the PLO, Palestinian Liberation Organization. Ehud Barak has already been linked with Epstein, and Benjamin Netanyahu has helped to highlight those links for his own political gain. I watched Nickole Junkermann carefully as she was buying up many startup tech firms, and at the end of 2018 my worst possible fear was realized. Matt Hancock, Member of Parliament for West Suffolk and Secretary of State for Health and Social Care in the UK, appointed Nickole Junkermann to the Health Tech Advisory Board. For the vast majority of people living in the United Kingdom, the NHS is an institution which we cherish and adore. Many of us will protect the National Health Service with our lives because that's what it has done for us in our darkest days. The Health Tech Advisory Board is described as a collection of clinicians, academics, and IT experts. The official government website says the board will look at how the NHS can harness the potential of technology and create a culture of innovation, with the aim of improving patient outcomes and reducing the workload on NHS staff. It fails to mention why it requires an Israeli intelligence-linked venture capitalist who has been involved in multiple scandals. Their first official meeting took place on 19th of November 2018. See Appendix I for the other members of the Health Tech Advisory Board. The latter happening to be the Chief Business Officer at Okin, which is one of the many companies in Junkermann's vast portfolio. Okin is an AI startup that uses machine learning to augment medical and biology research. On its own, the company would probably be a perfect fit for the future of the NHS, but because of its connection to Nickole Junkermann and Israeli intelligence, Okin should be seen as too much of a risk to the data protection for NHS users. On June 16, 2019, Nickole Junkermann's NJF Holdings website issued an article, originally published in The Telegraph, under the title "London Hospitals Could Offer Patient Data to Google-Backed AI Startup in a Bid to Develop Better Drugs." It was exactly as I had expected. The convoluted title was celebrating the fact that Okin had already been promised NHS patient data, and they're already confidently announcing it to their investors, and their other associates. We need to call for Matt Hancock to remove Nickole Junkermann from the Health Tech Advisory Board as of immediate effect, and we should have an inquiry into how NHS data can be protected from hostile foreign intelligence agencies. Junkermann and Epstein. Conclusions: I believe that the future unsealing of previously hidden evidence will confirm that Jeffrey Epstein had been working for multiple intelligence agencies, but he is most likely to have been recruited by the Israeli state. Junkermann has managed to avoid her connections with Epstein being out in the open, until now. But she is skilled at controlling her public profile. Nickole Junkermann has become more powerful over the past 8 years, and I have seen negative information relating to her previous scandals being removed from the search results. Started investigating Nickole Junkermann, there were many negative articles which have all vanished. I'm not even sure that this video will survive. We are anonymous. We are truth. We seek justice for all the children who have been preyed upon by a conspiracy bigger than all of us. We must unite for our species' future.